How's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Wonderlands build video, and today we are going over the Chaos 100 update for DOTrot. Now, at first this was a RotShot build with Spellshot and Bladecaller. That's where the DOTrot got its name, but it just kind of didn't keep up with how I like that Chaos 100. You can still do it, so if you like that kind of build, you can keep going with it and just see how far you can get, but I kind of wanted more, and so of course, I went to Bladecaller with his Blight and Stabbomancer, and it's just a lot better. Bladecaller is just the dot class, besides maybe a couple specific things, and so of course I went that. It's just got really good things. I wanted to keep the names, it's the same idea, even though it's not a RotShot anymore. Yeah, I hope you like this new version, and again, if you still want to use RotShot, you still can. The build still works, it's just not how I like at Chaos 100. But yeah, the save file will be in the Discord, and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. Alright, and for the build here, you'll see we only have one weapon because that's really all we need, and that is the live wire. Now, we use the live wire to keep up amped up. You do not need to care about the damage at all. It does not do anything. I just have an ascended one. The thing you want is live wire, and with it, you want the Bog, Spirit, and Spirit Swarm enchant, because this will boost our Spirit Swarm with a bonus element. This is just really nice. There are some like things you could do, like a Twisted Delusion if you have a Frost or Lightning spell. Crossblade can be nice for applying different status effects, but I ended up not needing multiple elements in this build because of some skill tree changes. So yeah, live wire is just used to keep amped up, and for then keeping dots going for Spirit Swarm. Here we use a Twin Soul. We use Echo and Caustic. Caustic will help our dot damage and chance, and Echo will just help for some enemies that can't be dotted or just not as well dotted, and just some really good damage to apply. I think 1.79 is definitely not the highest swing speed you can get. 1.94 would just mean you apply stuff faster. It's not needed. It's just if you really want to min-max it. The damage does not matter at all because this is pure utility. And Echo is not dependent on Twin Soul damage. But I go Spellcast all damage here. These 3 enchants here can be thrown around. It's just whatever. So yeah, this all damage will help with dots. And here we go, Byron, mainly because survivability, and the bonus element's really nice, and that bonus element can proc a dot. So then we get the Burnt Offering bonus, which is very nice. Here we go, a Theurge with poison damage and Bladecaller power. We go poison damage because we mainly use the Saw Blades here, but really just element match your spell and you'll be fine. And then Bladecaller power, of course, for more elemental damage. And then we have double status effect damage. If you get all damage, that won't be the worst thing in the world, but getting a bunch of status effect damage is very important for Spirit Sword since it double dips status effect damage. And then we go Thurge because we want to get our action skill back as close as possible, because you will see here we use action skill start and action skill end here. We use that with Bog Spirit, which I'll go over why we choose that later. So yeah, just getting that back as soon as possible really helps. The spell damage does nothing for us, so it doesn't really matter because it does not apply to dots. But yeah, we like to use Thurge here. And then we use Saw Blades, as I said. I like going extra projectile and spell charge. I like also getting status effect chance because just having a higher chance is really nice. And then you could also get, if you get status damage, that would be nice. Spell damage part might boost the dot, I don't remember. but just some of these passives. If you get cooldown, that could be nice as well. And then you'll see we go the action skill end, stats effect, damage, and chance, and then here action skill start, stat effect, damage, and chance. Just because we're going to be spamming it so much, this will be really nice. Here we go Miasmic Mail because more stats effect damage. We go with the Bladecaller because we get exploit their weakness, which will be a pure mote in our formula, and contagion just helps red dots or even stronger dots to go into Spirit Swarm. So then we get area damage because Spirit Swarm actually gets area damage, which is really nice because that'll just be a pure mote to our damage. And then all damage, and then I just like move speed. It's nice. It helps survivability as well. I'd take it even if I'm losing something, but there isn't really much here else you could take here that would help. So we just do this here. And then we go Demon Bites, just with whatever status effect for you're using with your spell. Some other spells you can use is the Laserhand. It has a really nice dot, but you'll most likely kill enemies before you can proc a dot. Wicked Gossip has the same thing. You'll most likely kill it before you can proc a dot, but it's very nice. Glacial Cascade, you'll see it has a high dot here, but it's bugged to where the dot doesn't actually like work for long. It is very weird, which is very unfortunate because it has a very nice dot. Inflammation is amazing for dot stuff. Time Skip is also really nice, good for ranged enemies. I really like using this. Empowering Sigil has the highest dot, even though it doesn't state it. It has like a really high boost to stats effect damage. You'll see the when you activate it, you'll see it, and then you want status damage parts because that'll just help the stats effect damage, of course. It can't run spell charge, and cooldown isn't really needed for empowering sigils, so we go that here. It's not my favorite on this build, even though it's the strongest. I like using Saw Blades more, but you can definitely use it and get some really good damage out of it. Rainbow is really nice for applying status effects. It applies random status effects. The element of the rainbow doesn't matter, but I just had one with spell charge, status damage, and spell damage, so I used that. And then a cube with spell radius is really, really nice. I think this is just a cube I had, so I played around with it. It was pretty nice. So because Demon Blight can't use it, you'd want to get some rings with spell radius. I don't have any on here anymore because I don't really like it, but it is definitely very usable. And then here for the skill tree, well, you'll see we go Bladecaller again because this is just better. Ambihextrious is fun, but definitely not needed. Bog Totem is what we use because we're able to spam this action skill. Now, you could use From the Shadows, but then you have that duration where you won't be getting any cooldown bonus from Thurge, and so it just not as spammable as doing a Bog Totem, which just makes it a lot better to use because we're automatically getting that Thurge whenever we cast our spell. And it counts action skill start and end, but not action skill active, since it doesn't have an on-screen duration. So that just makes these enchants really easy to run, which just makes an even stronger Spirit Sword than having Spellshot here. Now you could run Bog Totem with a Spellshot, but the main reason you go Spellshot on old RotShot is because of ambihextrious. So if I'm not running ambihextrious, I have no reason to run Bog Totem with Spellshot. So yeah, here we go. Wraith Mail, Flawless Edge, and Amped Up. These two for survivability, and then also keeps up Flawless Edge. Virulence for longer dot damage. Active Decay is just to get down the tree. Worst Curse just increases spell damage, but spell damage doesn't increase our dots of our spells, so we don't take that. And then I don't take Bog down here because normally I don't have a poison, a lightning or frost status effect going on Spirit Sword, and sometimes I like to use fire spells, so I just don't take this. You could take it if you don't care about using any fire and you want to use some lightning and frost spells. then you'd definitely be worth it. Frostbite would be nice for the crit chance for dots, but I don't feel like adding any cryo in some way, so I didn't do that, so that's why we went active decay. Bird Offering will help with spell cooldown. Getting more spell cooldown means we spam our spells more, for more dots, more thirds, for more action skill spam. And then Toxicity, I mainly take it for the action skill cooldown because we won't be critting too much with our dots, and Spirit Swarm can't crit, so the crit damage doesn't do much. And we're practically always applying a poison status effect with Saw Blades, so this should always be active. And then of course Spirit Swarm, because this is just a very strong skill, which gets the status damage formula, and then it gets status damage again and area damage, which is very, very nice, which makes it super strong. I have another build, Launcher, which takes a lot of advantage getting really strong dots from guns to hit really high damage. Here we go, Swift Death here, just because it's all that would help. Haste. And then for Stabbomancer, we go Haste because of the move speed, mainly attack speed technically helps swinging the Twin Soul, but that's not really why I take it, and nothing else really helps too much. Put in Poisons for status effect damage and duration. Exploit their weakness for a pure molt. Swift Death helps the dots, so that's why we take it. Nimble Fingers gives spell damage, but that won't help spell dots. And then we go Elusive just for survivability, and because we are shooting a gun, this does kind of help. And then we put the rest of the 2 points into Contagion to help the dot. And then here we go the Rogue Alchemist background. It's, again, backgrounds don't really matter that much. They won't make or break a build, but just for min-maxing purposes, I used that so we get more status effect damage. You can also get, I think it might be Clown Blood, that gives a bunch of spell cooldown. That could also be nice. Just because we don't crit often and Spirit Swarm doesn't crit, that crit damage isn't that important, so we don't go any here. So we go max spell cooldown, max status effect damage, and then we put the rest into skill cooldown. You could put some in HP and ward for more survivability, but I didn't feel too much of an issue on survivability when using amped up. I hope you guys enjoyed this build and the video. I know it's a big change going from Bladecaller to RotShot, and a big reason I did this is because people wanted a RotShot, and also I just wanted to do spell stuff with dots. But I just didn't like how RotShot felt, unfortunately. Again, you can still use it, and it does fine. Nothing really needs to be updated from what I remember. It should still work fine. So that's nice. I won't be doing an update on the RotShot, but I do have a gun RotShot coming. It's niche, but it's very fun in my opinion, and unique. It includes using the Deathless. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.